because I was 30, I lost 5 marks. So I told myself, okay, I'll go in for the exam again. My husband was like, I'm not spending my money again. This exam, because you just crossed 30, you lost 5 marks. I beg, we are not doing this again. Let's just go and start our business. So we focused on our business and we are just doing our thing. Then early 2021, around February, March, around that time, I have a friend in Edmonton. She's a sister to me in the person of Vera. She just sent me a message one day on WhatsApp. Babe, I said, yes, click this link and apply. Make sure you apply. She was just on my neck. I told her I will. She said, no, make sure you apply. Meanwhile, at this time, I already started my IELTS training academy. Sort of, I was teaching my friends, but I have not officially opened. I have not registered my business and
your business as an IELTS instructor, okay?
Yeah, but I was teaching. I was teaching my friends and everything, and they were having their desired band scores. I taught about 4 of my friends. They had their desired band scores before I finally launched my IELTS training center. So my friend was like, babe, apply for this thing. Apply. So I said, okay. It was on New Brunswick information session. So I applied. I also told my husband, let's apply together. So we both applied. So they sent a link to us via our email addresses, and they asked us to attend the information session that we've been selected. Meanwhile, we also were asked, before I forget, we were asked if we had an existing or an active express entry profile. Yeah, we were asked that question before we feed in the link, chose the NOC and all. We were asked if we had that active express entry profile, and we said yes and everything. It was that day we created the express entry profile. That day, it was not active. Prior to that time, it wasn't, because it elapsed and we just forgot about it. We wanted to continue with our lives. So it was that very day that we needed to do New Brunswick registration, that we had to create a new express entry profile. But this time we changed the NOC. The NOC I was using before was for geologists, but we had to change the NOC to sales manager. Yeah. I had skills on that, so we had to change the NOC to that very one. NOC also matters most times, so we changed my NOC to that. And my husband is a pharmacist, so there was no need for him to change his own, and we applied. It was 2 months later, after we've applied, they asked us to attend the information session. There were some glitches.
You mean New Brunswick? The province of New Brunswick asked you to attend another information session?
Yes, we attended the information session. And in that information session, there was something I did. Apart from attending, I asked pertinent questions, like what are we going to gain when we come to New Brunswick? How is New Brunswick like? Because New Brunswick was just more like a new province to me. I've not heard about it. The provinces I was conversant with is Ontario, Saskatchewan, Quebec, Alberta, right? You see, New Brunswick, British Columbia, I knew about those ones. I knew about that one too. But I didn't know about New Brunswick. Nova Scotia, I knew about it. But New Brunswick was all in my ear. I was like, So when they said New Brunswick, I was like, okay, what are those things we stand to gain when we come to this New Brunswick? So they were explaining. It was more like they were trying to sell New Brunswick to us. Like, these are the things you stand to gain when you come here.
The province of New Brunswick officials were trying to convince you to move.
Convince the people in the information session. They told us all that New Brunswick had in store for their people, and all we stand to gain when we move down here. Because at the time, I think their economy was dropping, their revenue was dropping, because they have more of the aging population in New Brunswick, and most of their young ones tend to live here after graduation to other bigger provinces. So they were in debt of people, they were in debt of workers, they were in debt of everything. So everything was just dropping. So they needed to increase their revenue and everything, and also increase population they have in the province. One of the ways they did it was to do this information session. It was not limited to only Nigerians alone. They had for South Africa, they had for Dubai. Even this year, they've had for like 4 or 5 countries. They've done for is it Mali? They did for Ivory Coast. They did for this other French country again. Oh my God, that egg coin is from Senegal. They did for Senegal. They did for Morocco. They did for France. They did for Belgium. They did for again a lot of places. So
just trying to encourage people from there.
Encourage people to come. So it was in that Nigeria the one they did for Nigeria that I joined. A lot of people joined. And that one they did for Nigeria spanned for a whole lot of time. They did for Nigeria twice that year. Twice.
And you only got to know about it through your friend Vera.
Through my friend Vera.
Vera, if you're watching this, now you be the person where they connect to.
Yes,
you be blessed with friends like
she's
Vera.
A wonderful friend.
But this video is dedicated to all the Veras in our life.
Yes, so I only got to know about it through Vera, and she's always on Instagram. She got the information from Instagram and she sent it to me on that very fateful day. So I knew about it from